I'm Coach Lindy la Roque, and I got next.
You ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Keep the wins go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote.
SLT Nation, welcome back to another phenomenal episode of Sports Life Talk, a platform for the voices of tomorrow, for the people, by the people. Kevin and I have scoured the globe, and we are trying to find you some amazing stories of athletes, entertainers, and today head coaches, phenomenal human beings living out big dreams. And today we make our way to Sin City, baby. We are going to Vegas, and we are speaking to the head coach of the women's basketball team, Lindy la Roque, is in the building. Coach, how you living today?
Hey, we are having a fabulous time out here in Las Vegas, so thank you for having me.
I'm a little bit jealous of you. I've heard some amazing stories about living in Las Vegas. Definitely we'll have to come out there and check it out. I am your host, the Mouth of the South, B. Jones, the Mr. Yeet himself, the Louisianimal, rocking alongside of my colleague, my co-host, my partner in crime, the head coach, KT. How you doing, Kev?
B. Jones, all day I've wanted to say this. Like, finally, Coach Lorac has come, but now they want to get sued by the WWE and The Rock. So I'm not going to do that.
Nah, we're going to use Rockefeller, The Rock.
Hey, we really want to get sued. But hey, you know what? I do it real quick. But let's go.
I've heard them all, so I love it.
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, it is the Red Invasion. We are rocking the red jerseys just for Coach today. Man, I love UNLV, Coach. I actually grew up a UNLV fan, watching Grandmama and the Plastic Man. So it's going to be great to tell your story and learn a little bit more about the UNLV females program. With that being said, if you are watching our show and checking out our content for the first time, we want to say thank you so much. It means so much to Kevin and I. It goes a long way, your support. We have to ask one small favor from you, UNLV. We need you and Stanford. I'm talking to Stanford too. Hey, all of y'all out there, the Conference of Champions, we need y'all to show us some love and smash that subscribe button. And we're going to do it in family tradition, in style, in SLT style on the count of three. Are y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom! I can hear the bells ringing everywhere, Kevin. It gives me the goosebumps every time I do that. But with that being said, without further ado, we got the head coach of UNLV, Las Vegas's very own daughter, Stanford alumni. I mean, I looked at your statistic, Coach. You was all world. You played in, probably over 100 games at Stanford. Performed 71-1. Really, Coach? Conference 71-1. We got Coach Lindy la Roque. Now, Coach, before we get to you, Kevin and I, we got this little thing. It's called the Sports Life Talk Initiation. I know you probably read about it. Kev told you about it backstage. So I will let him take over and do the honors.
Well, Coach, before I ask you the first question, going to a game of 21, who wins, you or your sister?
Oh, me for sure.
I kind of figured.
She'll tell you. She'll tell you the same.
Her sister can hoop? Your sister can hoop?
She can hoop, but she was really good. She just hated practice. You know, she's just one of those gamers. So she never played in college, but she definitely could have. She had some offers, but she's a hooper, no doubt.
All right, Coach. So to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
All right, top 5 music artists. Well, you know, I am here in the entertainment capital of the world, so I've seen some good music. I'm gonna bounce around genres because that's kind of how I do. I don't just stay in one lane. So first, I'm gonna go with Imagine Dragons, hometown band here. Their lead singer went to Bonanza High School here in Las Vegas, so big Dragons fan. Then let's see, let's go a little classic rock. I'm a huge Queen fan, partially to my husband. He's like the biggest Queen fan on the face of the earth. So I'm gonna go Queen, and then throwing in some hip hop for you because I know that's what you guys really love. I'm old school. I like Usher, Obviously, who doesn't like the Queen Bee? Beyonce, so got to put her in there. And then I don't know even kind of what category maybe he falls in now, but someone that I used to jam to, and like when I really just need to get in the groove, I go back to my guy Lupe Fiasco. That's like a throwback for you. So I know that. See, look at the eyes. I knew you didn't know that one was coming, huh?
Hey, shout out! That may have been
the first time,
Coach Rocque. Hey, that's dope, Lupe.
Yeah, Laser, right?
I love the first person to put him in your top 5.
Absolutely.
He just gets me going, you know. It just, I don't know. There's a lot of different vibes there that can always, you know, hit you when you need it.
Yeah, he had the kick and push on, something like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. I know.
Look at you, Kev. Know your Lupe. All right.
I know everything. I knew the Imagine Dragons and everything. Stop playing.
You know what? Going back to the Imagine Dragons, like, did you like know those cats in high school, or did like kind of round the way? Did you know that they were going to be what they are now today?
I didn't, but you know, they're kind of one of many bands that have you know really kind of blossomed from Las Vegas. You know, Panic at the Disco, The Killers. So I didn't know them at all, although I should claim that because I'm like their biggest fan. So maybe it helped me get some tickets or some backstage passes or something.
All right, so Coach, give us your favorite sports teams.
Well, again, I have to stay local because growing up here, there was no professional sports teams. So obviously, like born and raised Runnin' Rebel fans, you know, the Slamma Jamma, like B. Jones said, you know, huge Rebels fans. Obviously, now I got to say that I'm the coach of the Rebels. But from professional standpoint, the Las Vegas Aces here in town, and weirdly, like we've become a hockey town. The Vegas Golden Knights, a hockey team, they have like really kicked it off. So we're excited to have the Raiders. I'm not a huge football fan, sorry, but cheering for them. But really, I rock with the Aces and the Knights for sure.
All right, so give us your favorite superhero and why.
All right, again, if you would have asked me this, honestly, 4 years ago, I probably wouldn't have an answer for you because I was never like a movie person, but started dating my husband. Obviously, we're married now, so he is like the biggest movie comic person. So I'm definitely going to have to go Captain Marvel because she is like the boss. Like, I mean, the woman is amazing. So it's my favorite movie. You know, I've got like the Christmas ornaments. I've got it all.
You kind of favor Captain Marvel too.
Hey, well, there you go. Thank you.
Brie Larson, yeah, I can see that.
I got to get my hair on fire. Maybe that'll really help.
What we gotta do, yeah.
All right, so since every superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
Again, obviously, maybe you sent some themes with me, but I'm going Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
I was thinking about Believer. They sing Believer, right?
Yeah, they sing Believer. So I'm kind of torn. Either one of those, you know, that'd
Kevin,
be my walkout song too.
Kevin, you just showing out now.
I listen to all music, man. And it's really it's a joke I'll tell y'all off air that I got hit with Imagine Dragon. It's not really appropriate for this show, but B. Jones, go ahead and take it away, man.
Well, Coach Lorac, welcome to the SLT family. Man, you had an amazing career. You still got an amazing career on and off the court. I mean, you're doing so many phenomenal things. And then, you know, Kevin, I'll save it for Kevin later on. You got so much stuff going on. You just mentioned it with your nuptials. That's phenomenal. But you know, we all kind of have this vision of Sin City as being like the gambling and entertainment, as you talked about. What was it like growing up there? Like, I'm trying to imagine what it felt like when it's not a vacation.
Yeah, it's definitely a destination spot for, you know, majority of the world. Obviously, I didn't know anything different until I kind of moved around and experienced living in some other places. You know, but outside of the strip and the lights and the glamour, it really is a regular kind of small town. And I say small because that's what it feels like. The people that have been here, there's been people that have been here for 50, 60, you know, 70 years. And then obviously there's a lot of transient new people here too. So the biggest thing, it's just such a diverse community. It was really impactful in my childhood, again, that I didn't totally realize until I got older. But you know, my middle school, high school friends, I had friends from all over the world, not just the country and like, you know, a Southern accent, but people from backgrounds. I had friends from Serbia, Yugoslavia, Ethiopia.
Wow.
You know, just because our community attracts such a diverse population and work. So that was really fun to experience such different cultures, backgrounds at really a young, you know, and impressionable age.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. So now, when did you pick up the peel? When did you start dribbling and doing your hoop thing?
I'm not sure there's an exact age, to be honest. I'd like to say more. I was kind of born in the gym. My father coached boys high school basketball here in town for forever, and he's kind of more of the legendary coach than I am. I'm trying to like get to his ranks, and so just being around and being involved with this team, and you know, it was a family affair for my dad, so our family was always around and the team was always around our family. So I kind of just grew up with those guys and you know, fell in love with it, and here we are.
Well, my cousin, he's a real smart kid, and he had two scholarships to play collegiate football. Though, I mean, Division I, of course. And one of those was Vanderbilt, and the other was Stanford. He chose Vanderbilt, but I remember saying to him, like, dude, you must be killing it in the classroom. So what made you decide to choose Stanford University?
Well, your cousin must be a very, very smart young fella too. So, you know, Stanford for me, obviously it was on the West Coast, you know, and so trying to stay a little bit closer to home was definitely appeal. But then, like you said, it's got the best of both worlds. There's obviously the academic prestige, and from a women's basketball side, you know, obviously they just won the national championship. It doesn't get much better. And so that was something that I wanted to be a part of, to kind of set myself up for future success with a great degree, and be a part of a winning program. So that's just kind of how it happened for me. And I'm lucky enough to, you know, the hardest part is getting in. So I got in, and then from there it was a no-brainer.
Well, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because once she made that decision, you guys took off like a rocket ship. Let's just going through the statistics. In your career, you were instrumental in helping the Cardinals to compile a 137 wins versus 12 losses overall record, including an amazing 71-1 Pac-12 play. And then you won 4 conference regular season titles and 4 conference tournament titles, participated in the Final Four twice, correct?
4 times.
4 times.
You participated in the Final Four 4 times and played in the national championship 1 time. I'm out of breath just going through that. So I'll let you tell us about that experience as being a Cardinal under a legendary Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, you know, my college experience, it's one of those things like after the fact, you understand how impactful, how transformational it was. You know, as a young kid, you know, I was telling Kev, you're living in the moment. Like you don't know what you're doing as you're doing it. And luckily, obviously, I had some tremendous teammates, you know, young women that are still playing in the W, still playing overseas. So that was kind of a blessing for me. And I was just able to help our team be successful. But especially now that I'm in coaching and knowing how hard it is to get 1 win, let alone, you know, 20 wins, let alone, you know, 100 wins. I definitely look back and be like, man, that for sure was maybe a once in a generation, you know, lifetime thing to really obviously be proud of, and then just know the significance of like how hard it was to do that, and how special it was to be a part of.
And it's so much to talk about with just that, but of course we can't spend all day talking about that run. But I gotta ask you. You're sitting alongside of Hall of Fame basketball players and Nneka Onwumike, right? I had to practice that all day, and then literally had to call Kev, like, "Hey, Kev, how do I say this name again?" And then Caleb Peterson is on this team, and then Kevin, you even said another name with the Wiggins, Candace Wiggins.
Were you there when Candace Wiggins was there?
I just missed her by 1 year, so she was a graduating senior as I was incoming.
But then you go and you play against the Maya Moores into Tina Charles. And I mean, like, are you fearless? Like, what kind of confidence do you have to step out on the court with that level of talent around you?
Well, maybe it says that was good. Maybe I was naive at the time, right? That again, those are just my friends. Obviously what they've done and what they've done in their careers now is really amazing. And I knew they were like really good players back then, but it was just an incredible experience. A lot of really good women's basketball was being played at that time and still is. And there's a lot of really good players, and we had great competition, and we didn't win every game. We won the majority. But more than wins and losses, it's kind of some of those other memories that really stick out, and the friendships and the relationships.
Yeah. Traveling through your timeline, I kind of grab some popcorn and enjoy watching you go through your journeys and your maturation process. But once again, not only were you historic in your playing days, you come back to the University of Las Vegas and you set another record, becoming the second youngest Division I women's head coach at the age of 30. Again, showing us that tenacity and that fearlessness. What was that experience like? I mean, were you nervous? Did you feel like, hey, I've worked under Tara Vanderveer, I've worked at Belmont, I've done all of these things, I'm worthy of this position, or what was that experience like?
Well, it's the age-old saying, like, we definitely stand on the shoulders of those that came before us and help lift us up. And I'm, 100% a product of did I think I was ready? No. But, did I have the confidence that I could do it? And did I have the mentors around me that, breathed the confidence into me? Like, yes, you're ready. Yes, this is a perfect opportunity. You're in a place that you love, that you're going to be supported, that you can have a real impact. And so, go do it. Go put your neck out there and, interview and get the job. And so that's kind of how it went. It was really fast paced. Hiring coaches these days can happen literally overnight. That's what it felt like. And so I just kind of, took a leap of faith. And that's sometimes what you have to do to kind of reach and achieve some crazy dreams.
Now, you have championship pedigree. You were very successful, in my opinion, in your first year. You finished 15-9, second in the conference. Was that kind of the UNLV standard, or did you guys take a big step forward and you create that culture of winning?
Well, obviously, we were battling a lot of, exterior challenges, the COVID, the protocols, all different kinds of things, a new head coach, new staff, new offense. So we just tried to take it one day at a time. And I think that's really, that's our mentality anyways. We're never going to look too far ahead, and we're definitely not going to look back and rest on anything back there. But just trying to improve every single day. And with how the situation that COVID presented, it really, I think, gave everyone a reality check of, like, literally, we may not even be able to practice tomorrow, right? Depending on everyone's morning's test results. So, let's give it our all today. And then you just kind of chip away and do one day at a time, one game at a time. And, it was a really fun year for all the challenges, for all the obstacles and hoops that we had to jump through. We did it together. We were able to have some success. And just a really memorable year. And, for the first year as a head coach, it was like, maybe that was the best way to do it because I didn't know any different.
Well, I tell you what, as a new coach, your year didn't get any easier. The NCAA passed down the NIL, and I'll be brief about this, Kev. I know we're running short on time, but quickly, as a new coach, how are you handling those conversations? How are you telling your kids, hey, let's keep the main thing, especially when it's some crazy NIL deals been going around, and we already feel like women's equality isn't where it needs to be in the NCAA, right? So how are you having these conversations and handling that with your players?
Well, it's so multifaceted. We have different state rules here and laws, different than other states. So we can only kind of dabble in it so much, to be honest. Obviously, it's become a part of recruiting. But, no one really has a playbook for it. So we're kind of writing it, creating it as we go. And so we're just, again, trying to take it one day at a time and do the best we can and help support our student athletes. And frankly, it's about their experience. So how can we continue to provide and create the best experience for them? So we're trying not to put too much emphasis or attention towards that, because if those opportunities arise for individuals, then, great. We love it. We want to encourage that. But like you said, that doesn't change my job. I'm a basketball coach. We want to play basketball. We want to win basketball games, and we want you to have a great degree.
Well, last question, Kevin. I'm gonna be brief once more. You had the NIL, and now this is the summer of mental health. You're young. You're charismatic. You just recently went through the stresses. We were raised in an athletic family. Dad was a coach, so you've seen probably everything that runs the gamut. How do you handle mental health in that aspect of your coaching style? Is there a kind of a balancing act you have to perform of pushing versus pressure? What does that look like in the mind of a head coach, especially at this point in time where you're really trying to get your traction in your career and change your culture? Really, you're trying to change your culture.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the, biggest skills that coaches, that leaders today, have to have throughout industries, just as much as the skill set for whatever you're doing, knowing X's and O's, all of that. You have to have some emotional intelligence and some EQ to go along with your IQ. Because, everyone is fighting their own battles individually, going through different things. And it's how you kind of communicate and care for people that I think is really what matters most. So then you can help support them in different situations. So, as much as I'm a basketball coach, I love basketball. It's just as important for me, for our staff, to have a pulse on, the emotional, the mental health of our team and where we're at and what we need and how we're going to get there together, to ultimately be successful in the long term, not just for today and this week.
All right, Coach. So earlier we talked about your favorite superhero, and you teed this up for me perfectly. You mentioned Captain Marvel. So I want you to assemble your dream coaching staff, not of comic book characters, but of active and past head coaches.
And I'm the head coach?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, first off, I think I've got my number one draft picks on my staff right now. So we'll assume I have to pick different coaches.
Great answer,
right?
Coach.
Well, it takes a village. It's like raising a kid and coaching a team. If you don't have a great team around you, then you're already, 5 steps behind. So I've got a great staff. So we're already count them in and go others. Let's see. It's really interesting because I think about people, but then I'm like, well, I don't know if we'd get along. But someone that I would probably love to work with would probably be on the men's side. Let me see. One of my kind of great mentors, I'd love to be able to coach with him. Dan Hughes, he coached in the WNBA for a lot of years, and is one of my greatest friends and mentors. And I think it would be fun to work alongside of him. Let's see. I think it would be fun to coach with, maybe some of my former teammates. So talking about Nneka Ogwumike, I think she'd be a great coach in her future. So I would love to coach and work with her. And then I think I'd love to be able to coach with one of my former players. So I have a few former players that are getting into coaching. And so someone like Darby Maggard, she played for us at Belmont, is a young aspiring coach that I think I'd love to be able to work with and help continue to mentor. So right. Probably not the answer you're looking for. Sorry.
No, that was perfect.
I love it.
All right. So Coach, normally I say this for last, but I'm going to ask you this now. You've seen the movie Love and Basketball, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's pretend that you're Monica Wright. Tell us about your Quincy McCall.
Okay. Well, so I did just get married 3 weeks ago. And so I do have a real life Quincy McCall. His name is Dan Cunningham. He's 6'8". He played basketball. My dad is thrilled. He is the kindest, most loving human I've ever been around. to be able to like be in a relationship and, you know, love a coach, you've got to have a lot more patience than I do. So he's got all the patience, and he loves sports. He loves hoops. And I'm making him work on his left hand in the pool. So, you know, he's got a good shooting form, but I told him, I'm like, our kids, they got to be able to go to their left. So you got to start working on your left hand in the pool.
All right, Coach, I'm gonna ask you one more question before we get to the really fun part of the show.
Okay.
All right, so let's pretend that I have a daughter. She's 6'2". She can ball because her dad can ball. I can hoop. Why should I send her to play for Coach Lorac at UNLV?
That's a great question. First and foremost, we're building and we're going to have a winning culture here, and we're going to win championships. You know, everyone wants to play in the NCAA tournament, and that's not the case for everyone. And at a lot of places, you have to win the conference tournament. And we have the talent, we have the staff, we have the resources here that we're going to be able to do that. The other thing is that I know what it looks like and I know what it takes. So there's a little bit of the alignment kind of with me and our staff and the vision that we have. For sure. She'd have to love to be in a fun city. There's more to life than just basketball. So in Las Vegas, you have all different avenues and things that you can be a part of. We're in a city that is known worldwide, not just in the country, but across the world. And so when it comes to career exploration, connections, all of that, every major convention in the world is here in Las Vegas. You know, so whether it's tech, whether it's construction, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's hospitality, you know, for life after basketball, we have a great atmosphere and environment here where you can set yourself up for success prior to even graduating. And yeah, you've got to want to win if you want to be here, and because that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, just to let you know, my daughter wouldn't be the problem. It'd be her dad just down in Vegas kicking it all the time. Y'all try to get me out the arena.
Katie pay a second year of school. Kev, you lost it on the Keno machine.
I know. All right, so B. Jones, let's get to the fun part of the show. We got to get Coach out of here.
All right. Well, Coach, this is a part of the show where brothers become rivals. We call it the championship rounds. You being from Vegas, you probably been to a couple of sporting events. You know what the championship rounds are. It's when the cream rises to the top. Have you ever played a game called Would You Rather?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is our version of Would You Rather. Both hosts will present to you an option. You select which option is most applicable to you. The option in which you select will gain that host a point. So you are calling all the shots. The first host to get 2 points or the best out of 3 will win this game of championship rounds. And Coach, this thing is getting a little bit ugly on our end. Kevin is up 43 games to my 37. So he is stretching the lead out. I told you I was a UNLV fan, and it was my idea to wear red today. So, so we are.
So you're trying to gas people up. I'm the one who reached out to you, Coach. So just put that out there.
So I need some love on that, Coach. All right. So you got any questions? Because if not, Kev, the defending champion, we'll get it started.
That sounds
Let's
good.
go.
The defending champion. See, Coach and I, we got a lot in common. We're winners. All right. So, Coach, would you rather coach a player that became a coach and won a ring, or
coach a player that went to the WNBA and was named an MVP of the league?
Probably the WNBA and MVP.
Boom. Y'all saw that little flex? It's a minor little flex.
Yeah, it was real. Keep going. Hit the way.
All right. Round number 2, Coach Lorac. Would you rather make it to the championship game or
win a conference title 10 years in a row with a shot to make it to the tournament?
Probably 10 years in a row.
So 10 years over getting that one championship appearance?
Yes, it's easy to do it once. True success is being able to be consistent.
All right, Kev. Well,
school him, Coach. I love the answer. So round 3.
All right, it's tied up, Kev.
One of us is going to be happy for the rest of the show. One of us is going to be mad. But, Coach, would you rather go back in time knowing what you know now and do everything all over again, or
Coach, would you rather fast forward 15 years from now and be an established head coach?
This one is tough. I would say 15 years from now.
Move forward 15 years?
Yep. I know.
UNLV, stand up.
You know what, Coach?
My goodness.
It's okay. I still had a really good time. But B. Jones, you just talk the rest of the show. I'm done talking to Coach. I want her players. I'm mad. I'm mad, Coach.
No, you guys, that was good. That was tough.
Coach, I was really for sure I wasn't going to get it when I came right on time, and Coach reprimanded me off air. She said, hey, 5 minutes early is on time. I felt like I was at UNLV for a second.
Hey, B. Jones, I'm not running lines with you now. Forget that. You run on your own.
All right, Coach. Well, the name of the show is You Got Next, so we'll finish this thing up. Let's talk about the future. Let's first talk about the immediate future. I know you guys are going to report here in the next month, right? Tell us about what the expectations are for the Running Rebs. Are y'all still the Running Rebs? Are they still the Running Rebels?
Yes. Well, technically, the men's team is the Running Rebels.
And y'all are the Lady Rebels.
Lady Rebels.
All right. Yep. So what's the expectation of the Lady Rebels for the 2022 campaign?
Well, our first official practice is in 27 days. So we have really high expectations this year. We have 5 incoming freshmen that are extremely talented, 2 from Texas, so what up, and 3 incoming transfers that have a lot of experience. So frankly, kind of having the season that we had, we're working with a chip on our shoulder because we know we have a target on our back. But with that comes kind of great responsibility and high expectations, and that's what we want. So we have a lot to do. We have a lot to work on, but we want to be really good, and we can be really good. We have the talent, and so we just got to keep fitting our pieces together, building the chemistry together, learning obviously our schemes and all of that. But we're really, really excited. We've got our eyes set on a championship, not because it's a lofty goal, but because that's what we expect. And so that's what we're going to go for.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see you guys play. The other question I was going to mess with you on the championship rounds, we were going to say something about you coaching WNBA or going back to Stanford. And we said, nah, she's so new. We don't want anybody to take that messaging the wrong way, right? But right. I do want to ask you, right? I know this is a small platform, but what are your goals and ambitions and dreams? I mean, even if you were to fast forward to 15 years, what is the end game for Coach Lindy la Roque?
Well, first and foremost, I want to keep having a sense of happiness that keeps me, happy in work, out of work, more than anything. Again, just getting married. I have personal goals just as much as professional goals of building a family, and doing that the right way. So there's kind of some short term there. Long term, I'm just trying to live in the moment. Obviously, Las Vegas for me is home. My parents still live here. I could coach here the rest of my life, and build a great life, have a huge family, and have everyone here supporting me. For other opportunities or other levels, you just got to kind of take it. Hopefully, we win and we have great success. So then those blessings of opportunities can come, but it doesn't always mean it's better. That may not bring me and my family the happiness that we need. It's not all about money. It's not all about, the glitz and glamour. Sometimes the work-life balance, and just the personal happiness can outweigh some of those things. So for right here and now, we're here. We're committed to being here. We love being here. Like you said, we're going to stay here. My plan is to stay here for a long time. What we can have here at UNLV is something special. And there's no reason that we can't be a national name like the men were. It's not like some vision that we have to create. It's been done before. Was it 20 years ago? Yeah, but so what? It's still the same game, still the same town. And if anything, we have more resources. We have more things kind of that we can provide our young people. And we're a basketball town at heart. So yes, we love the hockey. We've got the Raiders, but this is a Rebels town and a basketball town.
Hey, the floor's still 94 feet, ain't it, Coach?
Sure is.
All right, Coach. Even though they can see it on the screen, can you tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Social media, I will tell you, I'm like kind of good at it. I've, older than like some of these. I'm not on TikTok, so I haven't quite figured that out. But at Lindy la Roque are all my personal stuff. But more than anything, at UNLV Lady Rebels, Instagram, Twitter. Our schedule is up. Our season tickets are out and for sale. It's the best deal in town. $75 for a whole season.
No way.
Y'all can buy them out there in Texas and come to one game, and that's worth your money already. So
I got a note from Spirit today that flights are $25 one way. So hey, it's no excuse not to go see a UNLV Lady Rebels basketball game.
Yep. So at UNLV Lady Rebels for all that, UNLVRebels.com for the tickets, the schedule. But obviously we post it too. So would love to follow and help you guys out as well.
Yeah, $25 for some plane tickets. I don't know if I'm with that. So, Coach, do you have any shout-outs?
Shout-outs. Obviously, I really appreciate you guys being, finding me out. I'm not sure how you found me, but you're doing your research. You're working hard.
Gotta give Kevin credit for that one.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, especially, being in Texas. We recruit that state hard. We've got 2 on our roster. We've got 2 young women committed for the next 2 classes. So we're going to be out there in Texas. So hopefully I'll maybe hit you up and maybe grab some lunch or something.
Anytime.
And B. Jones is paying. B. Jones is paying for it, so we got it.
All right, hey, then let's find a spot. He looks like he knows where to have a good meal too.
I can take you to some good barbecue. I know that much.
Oh yes, you like barbecue? Please tell me you like barbecue.
Love it. Let's get it.
Oh my God, this is a plug for this one place. It's called Hutchins.
We got you, Coach.
Oh God,
my wife can put down too, though, Coach Lorac.
Hey,
we can do some southern. Now I'm originally from Louisiana, so I can get your taste buds on some jambalaya.
We had to get Louisiana show. Will you close the show out? You had to say something about Louisiana.
Hey, Coach Lindy la Roque, you are phenomenal. You're amazing. Keep striving, keep dreaming, and believing. You got next. We want to thank everybody for watching another episode. We appreciate the love. If you didn't hit that subscribe button, I want you to say, you know what? Shame on me, and then I want you to smash it. I want you to smash it with all kind of energy and keep showing us some love, because like I said, we're going to keep bringing you guys amazing talent, amazing content. That is our commitment, and we will not drop the ball, even if Coach does make me run laps for it. I promise you, we're going to keep working hard. Check us out Wednesday nights at 8:00 p.m. We stream live with Sports Life Talk Live on YouTube. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll automatically get an invitation and a notification. But if you don't, just come check us out. We talk about sports, life, relationships. It's no holds barred conversation. It's fun. It's off the cuff. We have a great time. Kev, what am I missing, man? Oh, engagement. Please leave some comments. Let us know what you thought about our top 5, the Imagine Dragons. Let us know what you thought about me winning the championship rounds and back in the W column. All right, Kev, I'll let you close it out since you got the grimace on your face, man.
Well, you didn't say 8 p.m. Central Time.
See,
that's one thing you missed.
All right, so I'll give you 20 push-ups too.
Yeah, this is going to be short and sweet. Thank you, Coach, for joining us. You won, I lost. I'm a sore loser, so let's go.
Hey, listen, y'all stay safe and be blessed. Y'all take care of one another, because the world is becoming a crazy, crazy, crazy place. And we will see y'all on the next episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.